one of the myths that they talk about that keeps racism in place is this myth that wherever a person ends up, he or she earned that. They got what they deserved. And if we say that we can look at anyone and say you got what you deserved because you worked for it, that really isn't taking into consideration that people are starting out at all different places and people have all different types of advantages or disadvantages.
Throughout the whole list,
Mm-hmm.
I could point out stuff like that I know black people have talked about. Like, I know one of them, it says I can go buy postcards, blah, 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 other stuff, with almost most of them having my color race on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard black people talk about that, like, if they want to buy a doll for their little girl, they have to go search for a doll of her complexion, because most of the dolls are white. Like, they have to go search for a black doll. Now it's a little bit different, but like with postcards and picture frames, whenever you go buy one, there's always white people in them first.
We read this article about it, that we can be aware of it. Is there any value in being aware of it?
White people kind of do it, I guess, since they weren't taught about it, and they're ignorant of the fact. It's kind of subconscious to them. They don't really go around thinking about it. It's just how they live their lives.
The author was actually a white woman, and these are things that she's realized as being a white woman in society. So she wrote out this list of 49 different observations that she's made as being a white woman and how she's privileged in society. And just look through a couple of the numbers and just speak out about one number that really caught your attention and why it caught your attention.
I chose 6.
6.
I can turn
6.
on the television or open the front of a page of a paper and see people of my race widely represented. Like Elena said, when you look at a picture frame, you'll see a white person, not a black one.
Leo?
7.
Okay.
When I am told about our national heritage or about civilization, I am shown that people of my color made it what it is. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of what we hear we're told that it was made by us, but really a lot of it, the railroad, for example, not made by us. It was made by all the Asians and everybody on the railroad, and a lot of what we built, it was built by the slaves.
I was watching this video on YouTube, and they had black and white people on it, and they had to choose a doll of which was pretty, and they chose the white doll because that was represented in media society. So,
How is admitting privilege different from admitting privilege of whiteness different from admitting disadvantage of color?
Because if you're white and you're letting everybody know that you have an advantage, it made your life so much easier, and it was really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And you know it's wrong, but you don't want to give it up, because that helped me. And looking at how they're disadvantaged, why would I want to be on equal terms with them?
Mm-hmm.